This is the Milkman the Amp stereo. You've seen this on the channel several times now, and I've shown you the amp as well, not the stereo one, but I've shown you the amp as well. You know what this looks like, you know what it does, and I highly encourage you to watch the amp video. This looks the same, doesn't it? But it says Benson on the front. How come? This is Benson the Amp, a collaboration with Milkman. Is up YouTube? My name is Buddy Blues, and today we look at Benson the Amp by Milkman. Last week I showed you the Tres Leche by Milkman, and a lot of people in the comments were talking about, you know, that attenuator thing is kind of like a Benson thing, like we've seen it on the Benson, and I wonder if they've ever like talked to Benson. Here's the thing, Tim Marcus from Milkman and Chris Benson from Benson are actually really close friends, and they talk all the time and they share ideas all the time. This was inevitable, and I am glad that the inevitability has reached this here lap. If you're new to what this is, what this, you know, this shape, what is that? This is a very Milkman thing. What he does, Tim Marcus from Milkman, is this is an amp. This is not a pedal. It looks like a pedal. It's not a pedal. This is an amp. This is a full-on amp. I'm going to be brief. I highly encourage you to watch the Milkman the Amp, where I go into the hella and heavy detail of what's going on here. I'm going to be brief on this one because it's really the same. What's different is the Benson flavor. So when Milkman does it on his, the amp stereo, the amp 100, the amp 50, whatever, when Milkman does it, he's doing his amps, his Milkman amps. Now what he's doing is Benson amps. So this has got the Benson flavor built into it because it's what it is. There's a tube inside, the whole shebang. Let me run you with what's here. This is very cool stuff, and this is even cooler in my opinion. From the top, we have volume, treble, bass, treble and bass. That's going to be your EQ, obviously. Volume is going to be, think of the amp's volume, and this output here is going to be your master volume. What does that mean? Meaning if you put this at like, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and you could crank the heck out of this, and now you've got a broken up amp with a tube inside. Not any amp, a Benson amp. On the bottom, that's where it gets different and weird. Like you know, the stereo one has 2 amps in it. So it has a left and a right. And it says volume, treble bass, volume, treble bass. On the amp itself, there's a reverb, then there's a tremolo. So there's speed and depth and stuff like that. And these 2 buttons are different on each and every one of those. And they're so damn sick. On the bottom, what we have here is reverb, which is excellent to have in any amp. It's excellent to have in any amp that you're going to run into, you know, a speaker cab, an actual speaker cab. Like, how else would you run ahead? We'll get into all of that in a second. It's very good to have reverb, and this reverb is very, very delicious. It's very rich. Next, we have room. Why would you have room and reverb on the same thing? And I'm going to show you why when I'm playing it, because they sound so different. The room, if you have it at around 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock, it truly sounds like a room. Now, if you push that, it sounds like an amp in a room is what I mean to say. If you push that, it sounds like your amp is in a room but very far, which is a great effect to use on like a background guitar that you have. Then we have a boost. The boost is actuated. The boost is engaged with this button right here. It says boost, and then you have the boost amount. And you're basically boosting into the amp. So I think it's before this volume. Reverb on and off switch, output, the back. You've seen it before, but let me run you through it. It takes, you know, the regular IAC, on, off, speaker out. You can plug this into a cab, which is what I will be doing today. You could plug this into a cab direct. Lovely, regardless of what your cab is. 4, 8, 16, doesn't care. Do you have to switch something here? Nope, it knows. Plug your speaker cable, plug it into the damn thing, it's done. Whether it's 16, 4, it knows what to do, and it will switch it on the inside internally. If it buzzes, ground lift. If you want to record straight into your interface, balanced out, right here, XLR, balanced out, XLR cable directly into your interface, done. Give it to the PA guy, give it to the sound guy, done. You're in the front of house, finished. Okay, but hey, buddy, you've said this before, but I wasn't paying attention. You said it in previous videos many times. I can't just plug a head into the PA system. I can't take my head and plug it into the interface. That's not how life works. You cannot defy physics, even if you're Lebanese. You need a cab. Yes, you do. What if you don't have a cab? Guess what? Amp sim. Hey. I didn't invent this. And you have the ability to turn the amp sim off if you want to use your own IRs or whichever you want to put a, you know, little aux box pedal, whatever it is. Great. Input, that's where you plug your guitar in. Pedal out. So run a whole pedal board before it, just like you would an amp. Run a whole pedal board before it, in, done. Ladies and people, you know, I've talked about this before. This never ceases to amaze me. Anytime he comes out with one of these, it never ceases to amaze me. In case you missed it, did you see how gorgeous it is? I mean, I have mine on I have my amp stereo on the desk, and I use it oh so regularly, especially when I'm recording Rhodes piano and it's in stereo, especially when I'm recording anything in stereo. That's what I use because I'm not gonna mic 2 amps and all of that, blah, blah, blah. I'm a very lazy individual, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, enough blah, blah. Let us hear this thing. I want to go through every single knob. So this may be a little bit long, skip ahead if you want, but I wanna go through every single knob and see exactly what it does and how it reacts. Here's how I'm gonna film it. And by film it, I mean record it. I'm gonna be using the Milkman cab. It's still here from last week when I showed you that video. It has the Milkman ceramic speaker in it. And this is the Mojave MAD. This is slowly becoming my favorite microphone to do it all. I used it on vocals the other day on a gig and it sounded remarkable just as it is. I've mic'd a cab with it before. It sounds so good. I just got it. This thing is really exciting. It just has a way of capturing all the frequencies I want and all the frequencies I don't want. It just rejects somehow. So I'm gonna put that in front of the Milkman cab with the ceramic speaker in it, a little bit off the cone by a little bit, and it sounds like this. Let's get to it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have now heard the Benson the Amp by Milkman Amps. Isn't this sick? Don't you love it when these guys get together and give you something, you know, like a collaboration of some sort? It's my favorite thing in the guitar world is whenever two people that you think aren't friends, but you know, two people that are like both of these guys are in California, both of these guys are in the amp world. We're designed to think Pepsi, Coca-Cola. They are in absolute competition. Fender, Gibson, they are in absolute competition. When in reality, they're really not. They're just sharing their space. They're sharing the space, I mean. And they both have their own little contribution to this little art project that we all have called music. They all have their own flavors and stuff like that. And when they mix, you get stuff like this. I love that. I love collaborations, and it shows you that we can all be friends. A big thank you to Chris Benson and Tim Marcus from Milkman and Benson from Benson for sending me this and having me check it out and do a video for you guys, because this thing has always worked. This thing has just always worked. The amp, the concept of the amp has always worked. So the more flavors, the better. It's just so sick. And I'm as blues that as they come, like to a Les Paul clone into a tube amp. I am that guy. But I can also be this guy, proudly. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. If it's not, hey, welcome back. My name is Buddy Blues, and this is what we do here. We're gonna do lessons soon. You're about to see the Tres Leche again in another video. Because guess what? The last video, the last Milkman video, I said that Tim Marcus does not know where I live, and I'm never sending this amp back. Turns out he knows exactly where I live. So he wants the amp back. So I thought I'll squeeze it into one more video. Always a pleasure having you here. Consider liking if you like this video. Consider disliking if you didn't like this video. Then call Chris Benson on the phone and call him a because I had nothing to do with the building of this. Subscribe if you haven't yet. We have a crazy November and a crazy December coming up. I'm very happy, and I do thank you all for really all of this. Thank you so much. Hi, I've been Buddy Blues. You have been the people of the blues. Until next time, thank you for watching.